This is Formula One.
Monza, since the birth of the banking in the 1920s, home to the Tifosi, where red represents a religion. But in truth, no amount of passion or prayer can push the prancing horse to the title in 2009. Just 5 races remain for one of 4 unlikely men to complete the job.
On days like these, when skies are blue and fields...
The affable Aussie, 130 attempts to get his first win. How many more opportunities will he have to be crowned world champion? Is his dream turning to ashes?
And then I hear sweet music float around my head.
Baby Shumi, showered with plaudits. Is he showered with champagne often enough?
Great job, Sebastian.
We've won the French Grand Prix.
The most experienced driver ever just wants to experience one thing.
Absolutely fantastic. Just like the old days, fantastic. Great drive, finish
And what of the pace setter, the leader all season long? They wrote him off in the past. They've done the same again just lately. But he didn't listen then, and he certainly won't start now.
And some days like these that I sing songs and drinking wine while your eyes play games with mine.
4 very different stories, 4 very different drivers, all of them looking for their place in history. The grid's most successful driver, the sport's most successful team. But just when will Fernando Alonso be announced as a Ferrari driver? It's the question that everyone in Formula One wants answered, because the move will trigger a chain reaction that will have major repercussions throughout the grid, not least at Ferrari, because someone will have to make way. And that's where it gets difficult. The accident involving Alonso's intended teammate at Ferrari, Felipe Massa, caused a serious complication. Would he even race again? If there were problems, then the initial Maranello fall guy, Kimi Raikkonen, would come back into contention.
Whenever we will take some decision, we will inform you in a proper way at the right moment.
If the 2007 world champion is surplus at Ferrari, that's when the game of sliding doors really begins. Raikkonen could return to McLaren, which would leave Heikki Kovalainen out in the cold. Even without a Raikkonen move, Kovalainen is under threat from Nico Rosberg. Rosberg is enjoying his best season at Williams and is firmly on the McLaren radar. The German driver fitting the bill for Mercedes. But Mercedes' growing influence at Brawn could open the door for him to partner Jenson Button. That in turn could trigger a move for Rubens Barrichello, possibly to Williams.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Just like the old days.
Meanwhile, the other key mover, Robert Kubica, is watching and waiting under the for sale sign at BMW. The Poles had talks with Brawn and Williams, but replacing Alonso at Renault looks to be his strongest bet. The Singapore race-fixing allegations, however, hang over that team. This year's grid was confirmed only weeks before the first race. All eyes remain on this man. Just when will he be confirmed at Formula One's most famous team? Because only then will the jigsaw pieces, who drives where, fall into place.
Last of the year's motor racing classics is the Italian Grand Prix at Monza.
And the crowd is going wild with Italy And just listen when they go past, listen to the traversing. Victory from Mark Webber to be world champion. That's exactly what he needed to do. Coming good for Rubens Barrichello, just what the championship needs as well. Sebastian Vettel winning it. When will Jenson Button start winning again? All set up for Italy. Monza's history isn't easily forgotten. The almost vertical concrete test of nerve, the original concrete banking still stands, a permanent reminder of the past. And although the...
You'd say it's not the most challenging, but it is still fun to drive. You know, you're very low downforce here. It's very different than most circuits.
Monza is very special because of the long straight line, so you are putting more concentration and more effort to get the maximum speed on the straight line because you are spending a lot of time over 300.
It's not that easy because we run on low downforce, so everything is, on the limit, on the edge.
If you look at the layout, it's mainly straight and a couple of chicanes, but it's much more than that. The circuit is one of the old circuits, so it's quite bumpy and quite tricky in places. The fact that you run on low downforce doesn't make the cornering easier, so it's quite tricky.
There's first of all the chicanes and the braking. You have to brake very, very late, but not too late, and with a low downforce it's very challenging.
Turn 1, turn 2, the first variante, which is the hardest braking of the track. I would say you need to brake as hard and as long as possible.
You have a lot of people, as I said before, in the paddock, and people around trying to make themselves look beautiful, some unsuccessfully, some successfully, but yeah, it's a good place to go.
And here I think you will see one of the best races of the year, not just because we are in Italy, but I think the atmosphere here is awesome. The fans and the Ferrari vibe will make everything pretty hyper for the weekend.
Well, for...
Mark Webber has put a dent in his World Championship hopes, hasn't he?
He has the hammer down, Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, he's lost the back end of the car.
Barrichello versus Button.
This is personal. Vettel. So there's no gravelly tyres for him. Barrichello's in the form of his life.
Here then is the battle for second place. Oh, Lewis Hamilton's had a spin. A 1-2 victory. What a way to come back.